All right, guys, before we get going, my cat Luna celebrated her first birthday yesterday. Everybody wish her a happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Luna.
Happy birthday to Luna.
The big one.
Can she
Podcast Luna.
sing?
Fire it up, Matt.
Does she have anything to say?
Fire it up, Matt.
I don't know. Oh.
Happy
All right, let's
birthday.
get going.
Okay,
Matt,
I'm going. Nope. I had nothing.
No
for that.
sound effect?
There we
Oh,
go.
there we go. Might have been too late.
There it is. That's
All
for
right.
you, Luna.
That's for Luna and her birthday. All right. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Washed Kings podcast, the show where a couple of cousins talk hoops, the NBA, and keep you posted on everything you need to know about your Denver Nuggets. We're filming the pod about 9 p.m. Mountain Time on Monday, July 21st. I'm your host, Cam Kennedy, and I got the whole Washed Nugs with me, the whole Washed Nugs roster with me tonight. Pat Kennedy, Evan Kennedy, Kennedy Phillips, and our super producer, Matthew Hinnon, as always, on the ones and twos. Fellas, how's it going? It has been a while since all of us have been on the show.
Good. The boys are back. Couldn't be more excited.
Good to be here. It's been too long.
It's been
I was getting
81
ready,
years.
and all I could think was that we're back.
We're so back.
It's good to see the
I
guys.
I almost left my 20s before coming back.
Oh my gosh. Big F Dog 30 here.
That's pretty
soon.
crazy.
That's
Speaking of
crazy.
birthdays coming up, yeah.
Yeah, truly.
Almost left the 20s.
I looked back and it's been 2 months.
This could be your last podcast as a 20-year-old, Evan.
I think it will be.
Enjoy
Wow.
it. That's a big marker
All right.
there. But
And
we
then
haven't
he's
potted
Unk.
all together since. Is that the word potted? I don't know. We haven't been on the pod together since Game 4 of the OKC series. That was 2 months ago. So this is a big one. You guys don't
What
usually
happened
get
then?
this kind of content.
We haven't
I
put
think
up
we were
pods
down
together since then.
No, we were up. No, it was even 2-2.
Did the Nuggets win the finals?
I forget. They won the
I'm pretty
offseason
sure they
though.
did.
They won the offseason though.
I'm living in an alternate reality where they won the finals. So
Oh man, I wish I was there too. But we appreciate y'all being here, watching this on YouTube or listening over on Apple or Apple Podcasts and Spotify. But if you would like to hit the like and subscribe button, that'd be great. Leave a comment for some feedback. That would mean a lot to us. Our last show was our most viewed and liked by far, and we really appreciate that. We want to keep that momentum going. So we appreciate you all that are joining the show and coming in as new listeners. But we got a fun show planned today, and we have some fun things to talk about, albeit it's the off-season show, so the topics are going to be kind of, whatever. But we're going to hit some quick hitters at the top with the Nuggets news over the past week, and then we're going to go and rank our Western Conference teams and talk about who we think the biggest threats are to the Nuggets in the Western Conference this year, the stacked Western Conference that gets better, feels like daily. So we'll start off with some quick hitters. Guys, we finally have some clarification on the Jonas Valanciunas news. Today, a report from Donatis Urbonis, I think that's how you say it. I'm sorry if I butchered that. A Lithuanian reporter said he spoke with Big Val, and Valanciunas said this: I want to be clear, and I want to clear the air about my playing situation next season now that Denver has made their decision to keep me. The idea of playing for Panathinaikos closer to home was very exciting to me, but that will have to wait. I'm fully committed to honoring my contract with the Nuggets this season and will give it my all to compete for a championship. That made me feel a lot better, but what do you guys think about this news with Valanciunas?
Yeah, one buzzword that sticks out to me is championship. I mean, it sounds like he's excited for the opportunity to be in Denver. Obviously, he was excited for the opportunity to play back home, but he's got to honor his contract and excited to have his full effort in that. So
I thought it was interesting. I mean, I agree with that. I think having him is that extra component that we've been missing, we've been missing a lot, I guess. But like him with the
That's a
other
big one,
off-season signings, I think it's crucial.
Yeah.
I think that does kind of put us over the edge, which is great. Just kind of weird that it happened this way, like kind of weird from the perspective of like a guy being brought into this organization. Wouldn't you want to play with Jokic? Another European guy. Like I don't know. Like
I think it was kind of a
like
leverage
weird
play.
saga.
Like
I'm with Evan on it a little
Yeah.
bit. It seems a little fishy,
Mhm.
and I don't know. I'm glad that obviously he's gonna be good in terms of the PR and come out and say he's excited to be a Nugget and he wants to compete for a championship, and even the stuff with Tenzer and the interviews with Cam Johnson. Sorry if that's a little loud behind me.
You're good.
But I think that it's kind of this war of PR a little bit. I think that he probably wanted to go there a little bit more than we're seeing. Obviously, we had to kind of fight that whole drama with honoring the contract and whatnot. But I don't know. I'm not going to trust it too much. I'm not going to get too excited for him and all that until I really see him on the court. So we'll see.
That's a good point.
I think this is kind of what I was predicting, and I know other Nuggets media people have been, is that he was going to ultimately honor the contract and be a professional about this, because that's all we've been hearing about him, is that he's really a professional kind of guy, and that this is kind of an odd situation that we've seen him in. And I think it was sort of just a leverage play. I think he saw that the Nuggets have new front office people and stuff. You know, I think he truly does want to be closer to home and everything. I think that's all legit. But I don't know. I think he and his agent were probably seeing what they can test, what they can push. But ultimately, he was always going to be with the Nuggets if they were going to stand strong on having him honor that contract. And that's what's going to happen. So I'm excited about it. It definitely changes the trajectory of the Nuggets. We're going to get into that later when we talk about the Western Conference teams. But Pat, what's up with the next quick hitter?
Yeah, I'm sure you guys saw, but Cam Johnson had his introductory press conference as an official member of the Nuggets on Friday the 18th. He discussed his excitement about joining the team built around Nikola Jokic, as well as his eagerness to contribute to a championship contending team. Similar buzzwords that he used there with the Val quote. Johnson also highlighted his desire to fit in with the team's style of play, including his belief that he can bring more to the Nuggets than just shooting, which includes a strong defensive presence. So I'm really excited about that. A couple quotes for you guys. He was asked, what does Cam Johnson bring to Denver? And he said, a team-first mentality. He said, my goal is to win. He was later asked about what's one thing that he thinks he can provide to a Nikola Jokic team. And he said relocation. He said, that's how I love to play. It's my favorite kind of basketball. He went on to say that he got fewer catch-and-shoot looks last year, and he's actually really, really excited to get back to that. So what do you guys think about the Cam Johnson presser?
Sounds like a good fit.
I think he's going to be the perfect fit. He's cerebral in the way he thinks about the game. I've listened to a couple of the pods he's had. I remember seeing stuff about him and even talking about Jokic before he became a Nugget, and it reminds me a little bit of. I don't think we knew how cerebral and how really well thought out Aaron Gordon was when we did trade for him. But that upgrade to a guy that can really think through the game and have that immediate impact of, I mean, just watching AG fill the lane and find spots where Jokic was going to hit him after being a guy that, you know, was a 20, 25 point maybe scorer in Orlando. I know Cam Johnson didn't score that much, but he was coming from this role of being that guy. Mm-hmm. And I think he's going to thrive in a role. So I'm super excited. I think it's a perfect fit.
I couldn't agree more. It's a perfect fit. I've been excited about the prospect of getting Cam Johnson for a long time. I think this whole year when Michael Porter trade talks were kind of on the table, I thought that this wasn't really possible. And obviously we spent last show talking about how crazy it was that we even got him. But I think it's a perfect fit. I think he's really smart. He's the kind of IQ kind of guy that we want next to Jokic. And couldn't be more pumped that he's pumped to be here as well. So was really excited to see those quotes from Cam Johnson in that presser. But on to the next thing here. We still need a name for this segment. Little summer league talk. I was not that locked into summer league, but because things have just been busy. But the Nuggets always suck at summer league as well, so I never really pay attention that closely. But one guy I was making sure to watch all the highlights for and everything was one DeRon Holmes II. He averaged 13 points, 9.5 rebounds, and shot 51.3% from the field and 42.1% from 3 in 4 games, including a game, his final game against the Clippers. He had 19 points and 17 boards, which is crazy. But he looked really good, man. He looked really spry, explosive. I think all of us were kind of worried about the Achilles last year and everything and how that was going to look this year. And it looked great. He looked completely comfortable and like he was playing his game. I think he really has a chance to make an impact in year one with this team and kind of compete with like Zeke Naji kind of in that front court for the Nuggets as the backup 4 or something. And I think he's going to be a big part of the Nuggets' future. So it feels really good to see him do well and looking like he's on track to be a real contributor by the end of Jokic's tenure with the Nuggets and everything. So DaRon Holmes at Summer League. I know we probably all weren't too tuned in on these games, but really fun to see him in some of those highlights. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't watched a single game, if I'm being honest, but seeing some of those highlights, saw the big slam dunk, or he had like a big up.
Yeah.
He had like a pump fake and a drive, and it was really cool to see that. I haven't seen a ton of him play. Obviously, he was out last year. But with the summer league stuff, the players that you want to see excel, I mean, we're seeing that exactly with DaRon Holmes, and you expect nothing less from a guy like that. Really hoping that he fills in his role next year. I mean, especially if there is any uncertainty with Big Val, it sounds like not. But if there is, I mean, it sounds like he might be a good second option behind Jokic.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm kind of in the same boat where I haven't watched much of the summer league, and the time I did tune in, the Nuggets were playing like crap, so I just tuned it out. They were playing the Timberwolves, I think, and I was like, well,
the
we know how
Timberwolves
this
Summer
goes,
League
so
squad's
I
pretty
just,
good.
yeah,
I will say.
But like I don't know anything about this guy because he was out all of last year, so
Yeah.
this is kind of fun to think like, oh, this has been there the whole time, and now we're just starting to see it.
It's
So,
like our
all we
rookie
knew,
this
all
year.
we knew was that, yeah, all we knew was he was on the fall damage report with F Dog. He was like the only guy there for a while.
All
yeah,
year.
the one time
The
I
one
did
time
it,
we
I
did
became...
it. Yeah.
We were gonna do that for every game.
We're gonna do that every show this
DaRon
season.
Holmes is still out with an Achilles.
Yeah.
It was the only one.
Yeah.
I think you look good. I probably watched about 4 quarters in total of summer league.
Yeah.
I kind of tuned in here and there when I could, and I actually placed a $1 bet for them to beat the Clippers when they were 0-3, and I won like $4. So
Nice.
I believed in the summer league Nuggets. I was kind of a madman for that. It was like the one bet I placed this summer. But besides that, I think he looked good, and I think he seemed calm. Obviously, last year with the Achilles, we had high hopes for him, and we kind of thought, oh, like Calvin Booth's cooking here, and we got this perfect fit, and then he tears his Achilles, and now we all hate Calvin Booth and all these things. So I'm pulling for the guy. I think he's going to be a great fit. He seems to just bring great energy and a good vibe for the team. And he looked better than most other people on the court, which is what you want to see out of a guy that you have high hopes for. But summer league's kind of fun because it doesn't really matter, but it does for some of these guys. And he definitely played better than some of the other Nuggets. So
I'll tell you what, the Hornets squad, the one they won the championship. That they had a fun team to watch actually, because there was a couple. There's a guy from UConn, Liam McNeely, and then there's Ryan Kalkbrenner from Creighton. So there was a couple of those things going on.
Yeah.
But other than that, I like Con Knipple and some of the guys they have on their team too. So it was kind of fun watching them play. But yeah, Summer League. We've seen Hunter Tyson look like Larry Bird in Summer League, and that didn't happen this year, obviously. So you take it with a grain of salt. But I'm excited for what DaRon Holmes can be for this team this year. But Pat, why don't you take us over to China now?
Yeah.
Take us to China.
A potential name for this segment could be Kings Court Quick Hitters. I know we
playing with some names.
Potential names here and there.
Did ChatGPT give you that?
What if
no, I actually came up with that on my own. I haven't came up
straight off the dome.
Straight out of the dome. Yeah. So,
Kings Cup. Oh, that's
in other news. In international news, Nikola Jokic is currently in China, getting ready to learn Chinese. Just kidding. No, he's there on a promotional tour organized by his shoe partner, 361 Degrees. The tour includes stops in several Chinese cities and has generated significant fan excitement, with large crowds greeting him at airports and other events. He's also been spotted interacting with pandas and even racing a high-speed train. Saw that one today, which has created some pretty funny and viral content online.
Duck today. He was eating duck. Yeah.
Was he actually? Yeah, I haven't seen that one yet. But really funny stuff. Before I ask about you guys' opinions, I know super producer Matt, he's running the 1s and 2s as we just lost Cam. He's having some Wi-Fi issues, but super producer Matt does own a pair of Jokic 361 shoes. Maybe maybe Matt could give us a review and maybe we get a sponsor out of it. Who knows?
I do. I love them. They're great. I got the Team Jokic, the baby blue and gold for the original. Well, not the original Nuggets colors, but the mid 2010s Nuggets colors, and yeah, K-Bear's got a picture of them up there. They're fantastic. They're great. They're super comfy. I've been playing really good in my summer men's league with them, so I'll credit the shoes.
It's got to be the shoes.
Gotta be the shoes.
Gotta be. You know, it's funny.
I've been like Yoke.
Yeah, I've been eyeballing like a pair of Jokic shoes for a minute. Once I run out of my shoes, that might be my next one.
Did I see that he was like doing a collab with AG?
I did see that too. Yeah,
because I know AG and KCP are both part of like 361. So
yeah.
I don't know. I think there was a Jokic AG collab. I bet Cam would know, but
yeah,
it's cool to see him out there. Like it's something I never figured he would enjoy. So he just seems to be the kind of guy that wants to stay home and not travel a whole lot. And but he's been loving the fans. It seems like.
Dude,
they must be. They're probably paying him a bag.
Yeah.
So,
definitely.
Do you know how popular the NBA is in China? Like, remember I went there a little while ago when local Chinese would ask me about where I was from. I'd say the United States, and then they would immediately bring up the NBA. I was like, what they knew about America, and that
did they know a lot about like? Did you
yeah.
talk to them about the Nuggets?
I don't know if they knew the Nuggets. I think I talked to a guy who was like a Yao Ming fan. Right?
Gotcha.
So Houston.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
I thought it was really cool because I feel like Jokic is a much bigger player than we realize internationally.
Oh,
like sure, obviously we're huge fans of him, but sometimes we feel like he's underrated. But I think going to China and having like people getting autographs and people lining up at the airport for him to see, like,
yeah,
I guess people in China they really know ball compared to some people on Twitter that don't understand it at all. So
that was
the Chinese know ball, dude.
Yeah, that was one of the coolest things for me. Like I knew he had a strong international presence, like in Europe and like Serbia, obviously. Like, but to see him like have a ton of people like swarming around him and showing him love in China, like it just goes to show like Jokic isn't just a favorite player in the United States; he's a favorite player internationally. And I think, I mean, for how big basketball's gotten internationally, like they want to see like an international player succeed in the United States. So it's really cool stuff there.
Have you seen the? I forget the guy's name, but there's also a draft pick out of China, and he's like 6'11", 7 foot, and he has like he's like modeled his game around watching Jokic. And that's another guy because you have Şengün, who's from Turkey, and now you have I'm blanking on his name, but I was like hoping the Nuggets would draft him. And he's said in interviews like he loves watching Jokic play, and it's so cool how this guy that we've called the salami slinging Serbian for a couple of years and seen him grow up and become an all-star. Like he's a stud, and people like want to play like he has and emulate his game, especially areas like all around the world. So
I think we're going to see that more. I think
I agree. Hansen, by the way.
Yes. He's a bucket.
I do think it's interesting though how like we're noticing this stuff internationally, but I still think that Jokic, I mean, he's still popular here, right? But like, I don't know, comparatively so, it feels like he's less revered. Does that make sense? Like, I feel like internationally people are more likely to grab onto him than we are in the States. Do you think there's any substance to that? That's just kind of been my observation.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I think that in America, like I feel like we really, and maybe it's just because we're such big Jokic fans and we always think he's kind of getting hated on, but maybe there's a little bit of like we want a American-built guy, a guy that's born and raised here that we want to cheer for and be, the greatest of all time, like a LeBron or an MJ. But I mean, we're seeing a huge turning of the tide in the last 5-10 years with international players, and I think those other countries, I mean, even if it's not if it's a Chinese fan that is cheering on Jokic, it's like, you know what, other countries can be a part of the National Basketball Association and be a part of this. Oh no.
Oh man. Well, looks like we lost Cam once again. Might be one of those shows. It's happened in the past. Nothing that we're not
Well,
used to.
yeah.
So where do we start here? Do we work our way up, or do we go?
Yeah, I was just about to ask Cam what does he think, but I think we'll start from the bottom with the Utah Jazz.
Started from the
work our way
bottom. Now we're here.
But I mean, the couple notes that I had on the Jazz, I'm sure they were number 15 on your guys' list as well. They ended 2024-2025 season with a record of 20-62. That's some Jazz for you. Worst record in the West, obviously. They're obviously still like in the rebuilding stages, but obviously, as Cam started to mention, like the moves that they were making weren't anything great. I don't know if you guys don't have anything else to say about the Jazz.
They drafted a guy that did not want to be in Utah, so that'll be an interesting piece. Ace Bailey denied interviews and denied workouts, and then they still drafted him, even though he said he didn't want to be in Utah. So
that's just
jazzing around, man. That's how it is.
They got their own category, dude. We don't even have to talk about it.
They do.
Yeah. Moving on, at number 14 out of the 15 teams in the Western Conference, I had the New Orleans Pelicans. I'm not sure where you guys had at your number 14.
No disagreement.
They ended the last season with a record of 27-55. They were injury plagued and directionless throughout the year. Zion remains. Roster shakeups still expected. They're probably a team that's going to sell this year. They signed Kevin Looney during the offseason. He'll probably start at center for them. Anything on the Pels?
I feel like for them, it just depends on the health of Zion. I feel like that's been a huge thing for the past, his whole career. I feel like when he's healthy, like, they're a dangerous team. He's a tough dude to stop. But I think when you're looking at the rest of the West, man, it's tough. The Jazz are in their own kind of category, as we literally have here. But once you get through a couple of these teams, it's tough to start figuring out who's going to be where and who's really going to be contending, who's in the lottery. But I think that New Orleans is going to have a tough time being able to compete even for a play-in spot.
I was going to ask a question around that too, because history is showing us that a lot of these teams in the West are contenders or strong playoff teams, So I feel like most of these teams are going to be at the top, and then it's just kind of flip a coin. We'll see what happens, but
a lot of it's going to come down to health, which always is the thing.
I will say, it's a little bit disappointing. I feel like in the last, when did Zion enter the league? Like 2018, 2019, sometime around there.
Ago. Yeah.
I expected so much from him, and the future looked so bright for New Orleans for like a short period of time, and it's just flattened out since then. But
yeah.
If you guys have nothing else, we'll move on. At number 13, and it was kind of interchangeable for me. 13 and 14, I had the Portland Trailblazers, and I put them at 13 just because they're probably excited to have Damian Lillard. They re-signed him. He's expected to play after injury recovery. He suffered a torn Achilles. I feel like the torn Achilles are just a injury that's going up and up. They signed Drew Holiday, and they drafted Donovan Clingan. I think that's how you say it. But projected starting five, added Drew Holiday and maybe Clingan. I don't know who's starting, but
I think Clingan might come off the bench for them. I'm not sure. I forget. Yeah. I think he was a draft pick last year. They did draft that the Hanson Young guy we were just talking about from China. Right. So maybe he can come off the bench, be something fun to watch. Portland's a weird situation there. I feel like they were kind of in that whole top of the draft class last year, 2 years ago, when Wemby was in the number one pick, and they were really excited to get Scoot Henderson, and he just has not projected really to be much of a player for them. You got Chauncey still running the head coaching job over there. He's done a pretty good job with what he's got, but they just lost Simons to Boston as well. So it'll be interesting. They'll definitely be a different team. Ev, you're our Pacific Northwest representative. What have you been seeing or hearing about the Portland Trailblazers?
So nobody talks about the Blazers in Seattle. I think we're all praying that all the teasing that the league does about bringing back the Sonics has a nugget of truth to it. But I can tell you that Portland is probably very, very happy with having Dame back. And I think, regardless of the team being crappy, I think they're just happy to have their guy back. So
yeah, I think that's pretty cool.
That's why I put them just slightly above the Pels, just because they're probably excited. I'm sure the team's excited to kind of rally around that situation. But moving on, we don't have to spend too much time on these lower tier teams. At 12, I had the Phoenix Suns. Their record in the last season was 35-47. Core fell apart during this offseason. They missed the playoffs this year. I don't have a ton of notes about the Suns. Obviously, they lost Kevin Durant, some other pieces. What do you guys got in them?
Yeah, no disagreement. I don't. Maybe a play-in.
The Suns' downfall for me has been very enjoyable. That's all I'll say.
Yeah.
Ever since Jokic and Ishbia got over, and then they argued over the ball.
Yeah.
Ever since then, but I think that they'll no KD. The whole issue with Bradley Beal, they don't really have a point guard. Like Devin Booker's a stud, but I feel like they don't have a whole lot. I mean, they might have some young guys that I don't know much about, but I don't think that they're much to worry about in the West.
Do you really think they're a lottery team, though?
I feel like the play-in versus lottery is tough, but with how this Western Conference is, if you look at the teams that we have left on here, we've got Lakers, Mavs, Rockets, Warriors, Clippers, Spurs, Wolves, Thunder, Kings, Memphis. Like maybe the Kings in that lottery slot, but Memphis they got Ja, they're building, they got made a big trade. Like, it's really tough even between lottery and play-in.
That's what I'm saying.
The easiest one was the Jazz. So
I think we could probably put, this is my opinion, I think we could put the Kings and the Suns in the play-in, and then it's kind of like, I mean, I don't know what Mavs will do. That's an interesting one. But then, like, I would put Lakers down there. This is just me not doing a ton of research. Maybe the Spurs.
Renowned Laker hater, Evan.
I don't like them, but I also don't know if they're that good.
I think the Spurs are making the play-in or the playoff. Like they're gonna. This is their.
But I think they're a play-in team. I think they're a play-in team right now.
I agree.
The Spurs, they've kind of embraced that rebuild in recent years. I think Wemby's definitely making a name for himself.
They've drafted super well too. Do you want to put who you got next, Pat? You got Kings in the lottery or play-in?
Where were you thinking? We just finished up with the Suns. Sorry, I'm just going back in my notes. Next, I got the Kings. And a lot of my order kind of had to do with the odds of winning the Western Conference Finals via FanDuel. I meant to add the odds to each of these, but at 11, I had the Kings. They finished with a record of 36-46. Disappointing finish. Coaching change followed. I don't have a ton of notes on them. It's not like they're going to have a change to their starting five. Let's see where did
they lost De'Aaron Fox, who was their best player in that trade,
and Valanciunas, obviously, who we picked up, Big Val. Hopefully,
they might be lost.
Hey, they got Sarge now. Better watch out.
Yeah, I do hope that Sarge can make a name for himself. Unfortunately, like I really hope that he was going to work out in Denver, but unfortunately didn't. And then at 10, I have the Grizzlies. They're kind of a fringe play-in team.
I would agree.
They finished with a record of 39-43. Definitely a 500 team going into this year.
Not good enough to compete in the West.
Yeah, they signed Tuomas Lizal. Maybe Barry, you might be able to help me with the pronunciation of the new head coach. Tuomas Lizaldo.
I have no clue. I didn't know they signed a guy yet.
But they're still building around Ja and Jaren Jackson Jr. over there. And then at number 9, I had the Mavericks. They finished last year with a record of 38-44. Obviously, they literally won the lottery. I mean,
Yeah.
literally and physically with the
So crazy.
stupid, like, it's
Do you guys
crazy.
believe in conspiracy theories?
I mean, we could go
I
into
do now.
we could go into conspiracy corner here with the Mavericks, but they got my boy from Duke, Cooper
Yeah.
Flag. I actually am kind of excited to see him play with a team that has a chance, but
Yeah.
I mean, the Mavs are, if Kyrie gets healthy, like Kyrie, AD, if he could be healthy, we say that every year, but like Kyrie, AD, and Cooper Flag is like
Yeah.
pretty nasty.
That'll be fun
Yeah.
to see, but I do think play in.
Yeah.
But
Well, that's the thing. The thing here we're facing is playing between that and strong playoff team. It's like even that's tough.
yeah,
It's gonna be
But
crazy.
that's kind of what it is, though. Like everybody in
Yeah.
the West is so strong that if you're like just a little bit weak, you're automatically playing.
But like I don't have any faith, and I'm with you, Ev. I'm a Laker hater. So are you
I
going
would
there
say
next,
play in.
Pat, or what are you thinking?
yeah, I was just they've kind of added, they've rebuilt a little bit. They've added D'Lo and PJ Washington. So I mean, I just still think it's crazy how Nico Harrison won the lottery literally there. Number 8,
Sorry, Pat. Where did you want to put the Lakers in this?
Oh, I don't have the Lakers yet.
Oh, sorry.
Not yet. So take them off the list if you can. Unless I don't know, we could see about.
I think they're a
about the
playing
Lakers.
team.
I don't
You think so?
know.
Okay.
No, I started thinking about like Doncic and all of that. Like,
Yeah, I don't know.
that's so tough.
I think next on the list though, I had the Spurs, and they had similar odds on FanDuel with the Mavericks, but I selected the Spurs over them just because we talked about it briefly, but they've rebuilt well around Wemby and stuff. Finished with the
Yeah.
record last year of 36-46. Missed the playoffs, but showed promise. I really like Wemby. Greg Popovich retired, one of the greatest coaches of all time. Mitch Johnson promoted to head coach. But keep an eye on the Spurs. They might do something crazy this next year. And low-key wouldn't mind if that happened. Moving on, at number 7, I had the Warriors.
Yeah.
And you might be able to throw them into strong playoff team.
Does that get us into strong playoff team now?
I think we're at that point.
You think so? Yeah.
I'm thinking of these guys as like they could win a series or two,
Yeah.
but but probably not the championship or
I
like
think so,
Western
yeah.
Conference. Yeah.
Yeah. They finished the record last year 45-37. They kind of went on a heating stretch late in the season. Middle of the pack finish last year. Re-signed a couple guys, but they've mostly stuck with the core due to tax restrictions. My only reservation with them is kind of when will Steph Curry kind of start to decline in his career? I mean, he already has in recent years, but
I just feel like with him at such a huge piece of their offense and how much he has to run around, it's
Yeah.
maybe a year or
And
two. It's
I
kind of
mean,
crazy to think about, but
an older core too with Draymond
Yeah.
Green. We should get him on the podcast. He's a podcast guy too. At number 6, I had the Clippers. It was kind of a toss-up between
Yeah.
5 and 6 for me, between the Lakers and Clippers, but ultimately I had the Clippers at 6 just due to Luka and the Lakers. They finished the season last year with a record of 52, equivalent with the Nuggets. Early playoff exit due to the good guys. Veteran heavy group here. They re-signed Chris Paul. They added Bradley Beal, Brooke Lopez, and John Collins. So interested to see what they'll do here with a older group. But
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes a veteran heavy crew and can lead a team to success, especially.
I feel like
some
the
of these
Clippers
guys.
will be pretty similar to what we saw this year, where like if they could have beat the Nuggets, like they would have given a good test to the Thunder as well. Like the winner of that Nuggets Clippers series was a really good team.
Yeah.
I
And
think
you know
the
what? I
Clippers
mean-
will be the same this year.
Yeah,
Looking
I might
back
be.
on the playoffs, do you guys think that was like the best series in the playoffs?
Either that or the Nuggets versus the Thunder.
Yeah. Oh man, it's such a toss-up. both were like, I mean, you love to see a 7-game series. I think both series were like very similar in the sense also that they were like the order of which the teams won between the Nuggets and the opposing team was the exact same order between the two series.
Yeah.
But I mean, for a hurt Nuggets team, I mean, it was a great playoffs, entertaining.
It was insane.
Definitely made us lose some hair.
Yeah.
Shout out Hims.
Shout out Hims.
I needed a dude wipe after that series.
Oh, no shit, literally. Moving on, Lakers. I had the Lakers at 5. I mean, this could be, interchangeable with the Clippers. I might be disrespecting the Clippers here. I mean, they went neck and neck with the Nuggets. They finished last year 46-36. Strong playoff push after midseason trade. Obviously, they added Luka Don. They got the big real three over there, or the real big three over there. Signed DeAndre Ayton, added Jake LaRavia. Yeah, that's how you say it.
Lawrence of Arabia.
Yeah, but I mean, I saw a picture of Luka the other day, and he kind of looks a little bit ripped. So I think I feel like he might be working out, trying to turn things around.
Just wait till he comes back to the U.S. and eats American food, puts it right back
that
on.
Might be it. But I don't know. Lakers, we'll see. I mean, LeBron obviously kind of had a couple quotes about how he wants to opt out of his contract, something like that.
Could this be the last dance for LeBron?
It could be. It might be shaping up that way.
Yeah. They're going to film a documentary about it.
They might.
You know they are.
Oh, he's going to have the longest documentary. It's going to be wild.
Bro, next pandemic, it'll come out.
No, literally. Yeah. I don't know. You guys have any thoughts about LeBron, Lakers, Luka?
I just don't believe in the Lakers, but I always forget that they have Luka.
I think were it not for Luka,
yeah,
we wouldn't even be talking about them.
They'd be a lottery team. But
yeah,
I don't know.
Then again, maybe they would have had Cooper Flag. I don't know.
That's so crazy.
Yeah,
it just took 80.
Wild.
That's all it took.
And it's like all the conspiracy theorists of like Lakers country of like when Jokic decided not to re-sign his contract yet, which I mean he will later for like a higher payout, but obviously they don't understand that.
I feel like LA would be the last place that Jokic would want to be.
Exactly.
It just doesn't seem like a place that would suit him. But
no,
I know that the villain arc of NBA players is selling out your home team and going to fucking LA. So
yeah, I mean they've just gotten lucky. They like something fell down from heaven, and that was Luka Doncic right into their lap. Just unbelievable. But I mean, that's why I have them as a strong playoff team.
Yeah.
Moving on, I had at number 4. I had the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Are we staying strong, or are we going to contenders now?
Yeah, this has got to be contenders.
This is where it gets difficult for me.
You know, we could talk about this after we get some thoughts about them. Okay. You could set them at contenders for now. I don't know. I was kind of in between on this one. Finished last year with a record of 49-33, just under the Nuggets. They reached the Western Conference Finals. Extended Gobert during the offseason, re-signed it. Julius Randle, Naz Reid, and Joe Ingles. Did I say that right?
Isn't it English?
Ingles.
Oh.
I'm just going off of. I'm looking at the moves right now. Cam's going to listen to this podcast and be disappointed with the way I'm pronouncing each of these guys' names.
Tell Cam to get better Wi-Fi.
Dude, Cam's going to chew us out.
Come on, Bob.
Yeah. But the Wolves, I mean, I don't know. I think they might be contenders just because the way that they've handled the Nuggets in the last years, I guess. I mean, Cam might be able to know their recent record. I think it's something like they beat us in the last 6 or so, like.
It felt like this year it was like they just the last 2 years they just dominated us. I feel like we only won, and then we had the one game which we had such a crazy game, and then we had the smoked layup by Westbrook.
During the regular season of this past year, the Timberwolves had won I think 8 straight against the Nuggets.
Oh shit.
Yeah, something like that. It's like, I don't know, the way that they look into like a game versus the Nuggets, they treat it like a playoff game, and I don't know if the Nuggets necessarily look at it that way. And maybe now they'll start to put some respect on Minnesota, but I don't know, they're scary. Ant scares me. I think he's really coming into his own as a true superstar of the NBA.
I feel like for Ant, it's going to be like if they don't make a finals push in the next year or two, I could see him bouncing to like a bigger market team to try to be like the big star in a big city.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Totally.
I think that, I mean, I would love, not that I would want Minnesota to like, but I love these smaller market teams becoming good and drafting well and building good franchises. So I'm all for that.
I wanted
sort
to
of
say
aspect
that for
with
a
it.
second there, because you
Yeah.
got like 2 Midwest teams, the Nuggets and then Houston, who hasn't really been much of anything lately. Like, just think about that for a second on our list here.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty
Like,
cool to
all the
see.
California teams are like below these guys, which is just unusual, but also very cool.
Yeah. So what do we think? Contenders, strong playoff team. I mean, they were just behind the Nuggets last year. Nuggets were kind of a strong playoff team last year.
I feel like if we're looking at it from a perspective of Western Conference Finals teams, like I think these four would, if I had to, had to guess, these would be the four in the Western Conference Finals, which really at that point you're a contender, in my opinion. So,
Okay.
Yeah,
I think they belong in the contender spot, and I don't know if you guys have any extra thoughts on that. I know Cam would probably have some thoughts on them too, but
yeah.
How about most likely finals contender out of the 4?
Out of those 4,
I think a lot of people would say OKC.
It's gotta be OKC from a national standpoint, but I feel like a lot of people are loving the Rockets nowadays too, and that's for fair reason. They got better. They got way better. They got KD. They got rid of Jalen Green, who was kind of a problem in their offense in terms of just the ball would stop with him and he'd take a lot of shots. So I think they got better. They got a great head coach, Ime Udoka, who led the Celtics to a finals. I don't know, Pat. What do you got on that?
About which
Who
one?
did you have next? I guess in your list of 3.
At number 3 and 2 and 3 were the same odds on FanDuel at plus 500 to win the Western Conference, and that was the Houston Rockets and the Denver Nuggets. I'm gonna put I put the Houston Rockets at number 3. Maybe a little bit of bias there, even though I am the Rocket man. If you go back a couple episodes, but I think they rejuvenated this offseason. They were 52 and 30 last year, top 5 finish in the West. They were eliminated early in the playoffs. However, this offseason, they've had a big offseason, acquired Kevin Durant, re-signed Steven Adams and Fred VanVleet, and then they added Dorian Finley-Smith. And so, I mean, those are three new starters into that lineup.
Yeah.
So I think that, you know what, they're going to be definitely a big competitor for the Nuggets this year. And then 1 and 2, we could talk about it. At number 2, I have the Nuggets. I mean, you have to put respect on the recent championships. The Thunder. I mean, they came off an insane season, and they're just going to be a force to be reckoned with for the next coming seasons. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you guys have Denver at 2, or you want to just play Nuggets podcast and have them at 1?
I would love to play Nuggets podcast and put them.
I
at
would
1.
too. I would too.
And I think I'm going to do that. I think that we got better, we got deeper. I know OKC's. I mean, they're going to be just as good, but I think that it's destined. It's tough to win, and I don't want to jinx it, but teams that come off a championship seem to struggle a little bit. Maybe it's because the Thunder are really young and they'll be just fine bouncing back. But I do think the Nuggets have kind of, and obviously it's too hard to tell right now, but seem to have right the ship a little bit. Right, the vibes seem to be back. We're making moves. The guys seem excited. Guys are in the gym. And as a Nuggets fan, I'm gonna keep riding that wave. So I got them one.
Yeah.
OKC is going to be a problem though. So
I think
like
OKC will be pretty tough, like they were last year, but we took them to 7.
We did, and with a hurt team, we only
and-
had like 6 real guys.
we had Mike with one arm, AG
No-
with a pulled hamstring,
no bench
man.
to speak of, and
0
I
bench.
think all the stuff that we were missing last year, our front office finally got their head straight and was like, let's fix those things.
Yeah,
So, yeah,
I mean, the way that we went into this offseason, if we didn't beat, I mean, if we beat OKC, we're probably running it back with a similar squad.
yeah, that's
Which
a good point.
I mean, it's probably a good thing. Hopefully by then, towards the end of next year, we're looking back and in hindsight, like, good thing that we lost last year and we rejuvenated our team. We added so many new things. I mean, if we look at
kind of, I was going to say, you just made me think about it. I feel like when we went into the playoffs and we were like, what's the best outcome of this? Is it winning a finals and running it back with the same team? And we were all a little hesitant with that, like, because it was right after we got rid of Malone and we got a new head coach, and it's like, what do we expect out of this? If we win a finals, is it just going to be we rehire everybody and it's the same thing? If we lose first round, is it all blown up? And I feel like we kind of found a great in between. Like, we showed that we could compete still. We lost to a team that was just a hair bit better than us, and it really made us rethink it. So,
well, yeah,
you talking about that, Pat, just made me think of that.
Well, and we tried to run it back last year, and look how that turned out. I
Yeah.
mean, we ended up with 6 guys towards the end. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, but if you look at what we did during this offseason, obviously we made the new GM hires. We got 2 VPs in Ben Wallace, if you want to combine the names. But retooled our depth, added key pieces, including Cam Johnson. We already spoke about him a little bit.
Bruce
Jonas
Brown.
Valanciunas. Bruce Brown, yeah. Brucey B.
Bruce.
Yeah.
He's the X factor.
and Tim Hardaway Jr. So we got some good veteran presence there. I mean, Brucey B. Last time he was on the team, I mean, he got some hardware on his finger, which was great.
Oh, yeah.
So I mean, I think the Nuggets they really addressed the depth problem in this last year. I don't know. It's really cool team that we're looking at here. Projected starting 5, we got at point Jamal, shooting guard Cam Johnson.
I think Christian Brown would be at the shooting guard.
Or yeah, it might be. I'm looking at my notes backwards.
It's okay.
Yeah, this is where we need Cam on the pod. Brown at shooting guard, small forward. We got Cam Johnson, power forward Aaron Gordon, and at center, the real MVP Nikola Jokic.
I think Valanciunas should start.
Yeah,
I don't know about you guys.
I was kind of back and forth. Well, I mean, Aaron Gordon.
I mean, washed, dude.
I mean, there's a world where Jokic and Valanciunas start together. I mean, you could have Jokic play the power forward.
Yeah,
that'd be interesting.
Imagine if we just get like a total like Jokic becomes a power forward, and we're just like, what is going on? That'd be insane.
Yeah,
but that would probably mean AG's out, so we don't want that.
He could play any position.
He really does.
This is we're just yoking off now.
It's been a while.
That's probably our cue if we start yoking off that.
But if we go to the Thunder, just a little bit, they 68-14 record, which is unbelievable. Obviously, NBA champions, they deserve it. They had the best defensive team. They say that defense wins championships, and got to tip your cap to them. They beat us in a 7-game series.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the ball tips a couple different ways. Nuggets might come out of that series, but maybe if that happens, we don't make the moves that we did during this offseason, which we already spoke about a little bit. But I mean, real quick. So who do we have? We had Nuggets at 1?
Yeah.
Or are we playing Nuggets podcast?
I mean, this is a Nuggets podcast.
Dude, we were yoking off.
Cam's not here to talk us down, so
yeah.
I feel like he might pick the Nuggets. He's pretty high on them too.
We got the prisoners running the prison right now.
We're deep. We're deep. I mean, the Thunder's probably going to run it back with the same exact lineup.
Yeah,
but I mean they. If we're going to beat them this year to beat them, I don't know. It reminds me what the Nuggets did this offseason. Reminds me of what other teams did after we won in 2023, where other teams like rejuvenated their lineups to, designed it to somehow overcome Jokic and the Nuggets. I feel like now what we've done is we're trying to overcome SGA. And
I think this playoff run, both from OKC and Indiana, showed that depth is so important.
Yes.
And maybe we just need an adversary to fight against.
It's true. Us getting off that contract was the best thing we could do to create that space. So, and create that depth. And whether it's a Hardaway, whether it's Bruce Brown coming off the bench, whether it's even, if we can get minutes from Deron Holmes, if we can get minutes from any of these two-way guys, like just having guys that can eat up minutes throughout the year, so that way we don't go into the playoffs with 6 players that are dead tired.
And somebody's bound to have a breakout year. I could see Strother having a breakout year.
Still got P-Watt.
Exactly. And then, you don't want to talk about it, but if an unfortunate situation happens where one of your starters gets hurt, you have depth, and then you have guys behind those guys. So
that's one thing for me is I keep thinking of we signed Bruce Brown, we got Valanciunas, we got Hardaway, like those are 3 great bench players, and then I'm like, we still got. We've been excited for a couple of years about a guy like Peyton Watson. We've been excited about Julian Strother.
Yeah.
And then even if it's we're really getting to the depth of things, you got a Jalen Pickett, you got a Deron Holmes, you got some of these other guys that can fill that void. Some of those minutes played by Pickett last year were huge in some regular season games, picking up when Jamal was out here and there. So
I agree. Yeah.
We'll see. And it's exciting that we have that. And hopefully, knock on wood, that everybody can stay healthy throughout the year.
Yeah. Agreed.
Should be a fun one. But if nobody else has any other thoughts, we'll wrap this thing up. Actually, shout out to K-Bear. He got a new car.
I did. Shout out to Brandon at Mazda. And shout out my car guy, John, who Evan is related to somehow.
He's like
you're not like blood
cousin-in-law.
related to him.
No, he's like an in-law kind. I don't know what that is.
He was the car guy that helped me out, Pat. So.
He got me my car.
Did he really?
Bro got me, in 2019, he got me the car. He was only 2 years old, and I got it for $12,000.
That's a steal of a deal.
It was the best purchase I ever made. So shout out John.
Great deal. Shout out John.
Dap
for
him
real.
up in Gretna, Nebraska.
I should have stopped by when I drove out.
No, the Benson, I think. Whatever, somewhere around Omaha.
Benson.
Go dap up John.
Go dap up John. Thanks, Pat, for taking over. Kind of helping run the show. He was a great job.
Boy, Pat.
Matt, thanks for helping us out here and there, running the little tier maker that you had there. That was great.
Yeah, Matt's running the 1s and 2s. Can't thank him enough. He's a great super producer. Hopefully, he'll get paid once this thing gets big.
What do you think? What do you think Cam's doing right now? That's our last thing. What do you think he's doing right now?
He's throwing a chair.
Dude, he said he was pissed.
Yeah. He lives and breathes this stuff. I do genuinely feel bad.
He said, "I'm unbelievably mad, dude. I want to throw a chair."
Maybe if our podcast subscribers and listeners could, leave a comment telling Cam you missed him. Maybe send him a little bit of money so we can get an upgrade on that Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
So,
I
got a critique on that real quick. I worked at my parents' house last week. I had a job interview and I had no Wi-Fi issues, dude. He just needs to move upstairs.
He just got to move upstairs.
He's got to get out of the basement.
You guys, they just redid the basement down there. It's a pretty sweet setup. I think
it is pretty great.
His room's down there.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're gonna wrap this thing up. If you haven't already, like and subscribe. We're on all the socials. Check us out. We'll be throwing some stuff out there. I'm gonna head out. Matt, fire out the intro. Thank you.
Thanks, fellas.